feral pack of thugs who viciously attacked a man in the Northern Quarter because his rapping impressed women clubbers have been jailed. Ryan King, who has Asperger's syndrome, was left unconscious with a broken jaw after being beaten up by 6 men while celebrating his 25th birthday. Minutes earlier, Mr. King and the men had been engaged in good-natured chatting, which led to them challenging each other to a rap-off. But when 2 women stopped to watch the competition, the gang swarmed on him, punching, kicking and stamping on him until he lay helpless in a fetal position on the floor at Hilton Street, Manchester. Now Aaron Garner, 23, of Delamere Road, Urmston; Charlie Potts, 21, of Grove Lane, Timperley; Jack Callahan, 21, of Parklands Road, Bagley; Leo Doyle, 24, of St Kilda's Drive, Salford; and brothers Jamie and Joshua Wright, aged 21 and 23 respectively, and of Downs Drive, Timperley, have been locked up by a judge who branded them a feral pack. The men pleaded guilty to offences stemming from the violence after police released CCTV stills of them to the press. Prosecutor Mark Keller told Manchester Crown Court Mr. King had been out celebrating his birthday on February 6, 2016 and encountered 2 groups of men when he left a pen and pencil bar on Hilton Street at around 2 a.m. He started chatting with the groups in the street and started a rap-off, seeing who could rap the best, said Mr. Keller. After 2 girls stopped to watch the competition, Leo Doyle punched Mr. King in the head, prompting Mr. King to retaliate with a punch of his own, but it landed on another of the group, James Wright, and a sickening pack assault ensued, with the victim sent crashing to the pavement while kicks and punches rained down on his head. After viewing the CCTV, Judge Martin Rudland told the defendants, "It's shocking to see a young man curled up in a ball on the streets of the city centre being attacked by a feral pack in the way you did." Witnesses in a parked car aimed the vehicle at the group of men in a vain attempt to stop the beating, the court heard. Mr. King, who sustained a double fracture to his jaw and still feels numbness 2 years on, said, "I have suffered more with my mental health than anything else. Once a social person, he now takes medication for anxiety, avoids contact with others, feels lonely, and felt he had reached rock bottom before his family stepped in to help." Aaron Garner was the first attacker to be identified. Police found a blood-spattered trainer in his hallway. Now Garner, who has previous convictions for violence, and Charlie Potts, who were both seen on CCTV aiming kicks at the victim, have been jailed for 5.5 years and 5 years respectively after they admitted causing grievous bodily harm with intent. Jack Callahan, Leo Doyle and the Wright brothers were each jailed for 2 years after admitting violent disorder. Potts, an apprentice electrician who had no previous convictions and was said to come from a decent family, had downed about 10 pints that night and was left shocked at his own crime when he viewed the CCTV with his own parents at the police station. They were horrified to find it was the son, his barrister Ian McMeekan told the court. Garner, a builder who was addicted to cocaine, had also been drinking that night and was thoroughly ashamed of his behavior, according to his barrister Paul Becker. Doyle had been the catalyst for the attack, while Jamie Wright, who works for a truck dealership, had initially acted a peacemaker until he was punched by Mr. King, which he at first thought was the result of a bottle being thrown at him, the court was told. Joshua Wright, an apprentice with no previous convictions, admitted his behavior has been despicable. Callahan, who has no previous convictions, was also said to have started as a peacemaker before turning on Mr. King, the court heard. His actions that night were said to be wholly out of character, according to his barrister Richard Varden.